This was the start of the Fort Dodge tornado. And I remember how ominous this moment was, going by this high school and this water tower with what looked to be a tornado and a tornado storm in the distance.
Wilson! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to miss your birthday. Happy birthday. All right, Wilson. See you later.
Sometimes this job can take all your attention and you forget about your friends and loved ones thousands of miles away. And right about now, my friend was celebrating his birthday, and I flat out forgot. But that was yesterday, and this is today. We went from Arkansas first thing in the morning all the way up to the northwest side of Iowa. Stopped and had some delicious lunch at a nice little Mexican restaurant.
I ask you fine folks, have you ever driven on a red road? I never have. Do you know where I'm at? I mean, you guys know where I'm at.
Do you know where you're at?
I don't know where I'm at. I know I'm in Iowa.
The trucks were constantly swaying in and out of traffic, on and off the road. Heavy winds. Those truckers earn their money in the Midwest. Help them out. Now the atmosphere's beginning to bubble, like a slow simmer, turning up to high. We made a quick pit stop. Of course, I had to wash the windows, got to give you guys the best product. This is where I will look back and I'll learn from this lesson. I was trying to straddle two areas at once, trying to be close to the Nebraska border in case it popped off there and over towards Fort Dodge. In the end, I got myself in no man's land, and when the Fort Dodge tornado took off, I had to play catch up. This was the start of that. This is the very beginning of what would become the Fort Dodge tornado.
Oh, I covered it up. The moon was right in front of that cap. It just went over it.
Now I'm playing catch up. The mammatus gives it away. There's a tornado coming down somewhere, and I gotta get into it. I'm miles away from it, and it looks like it's ramping up, and I'm hearing reports now that there is a tornado on the ground, and I'm still 12 miles out. But better late than never. Here I am, and this is the remnants left of the Fort Dodge tornado.
It's trying, man. It is trying right there. It's trying everywhere.
Now let's see that again. We were able to core punch to the back of it. Seeing if it would redevelop again, we'd be in position. It didn't. Now it did later up in the northeast corner of the state, but we decided to pull back, pulled over here, watched some really good circulation, and we waited for the next storm that was coming from the south, and it was gaining steam and tightening up. And this is what we saw.
This is some of the most insane lightning I've ever seen. This one just a heavy lightning producer.
Just like in fine fashion, I waited till the last second to dive south. After the last initial renegade storm in front of the line, we decided to surf this 1,000-mile wave of water.
Scanning the sky, looking for a wedge. I don't think that's a definable hook, but it's definitely a lowering.
Scanning for tornadoes in an embedded QLCS line is about as difficult as it gets. We went on for miles and miles.
It's just goofy shadows, and it's tough to see stuff at night. But you see that?
What you're seeing here is the teeth of the QLCS with embedded tornadoes along the line. I'm scanning right here on the horizon. This is just but a mere mile in front of me or less. It's the most exhilarating part of the storm.
Something happening. I'm only getting flashes every so a few minutes here, or seconds.
We sat there in Story City, Iowa, waiting for this giant wave of high winds, lots of lightning, and potentially embedded tornadoes. Just then, a young police officer pulled up, asked if we were okay, told him who we were, asked me about his young wife and children's chances at their house of being in trouble. told them they were okay. Just stay ready. He told me that these are the folks that rely on us the most. The next morning, we were prepared to go all the way down to Mississippi. So that's Arkansas up to Iowa, and we were getting ready for Mississippi. Just then, I got a call from my children's mother saying that they had an extra day off, both on Thursday and on Monday, and I could have a 5-day weekend with them. It's tough choices doing this, but it was a no-brainer. I made the most of my time and went down to Winterset to tell the story of a small town that was hit on March 5th, 2022. Also home to John Wayne, a whole museum dedicated to him. You should go check it out. It's worth the admission. We always like to support these small towns. Hi there, how are you? Looks like Oklahoma. Storm chasers out here. We were out here yesterday for the storms.
Oh, cool. Where are we at on March 5th?
Unfortunately, the only night off I've taken in 2 years. I had family coming to town, and
Oh wow. Just laid this forest right over. This got upgraded to a 4. Oh, there's a house back there. It survived. Wow, really luckily too, no roof damage. Only the Pepperharo farms weren't as fortunate, and their farm was completely wiped out. But they are rebuilding, and I offer you to look at their channel and subscribe. Support them.
All right.
Couldn't stop thinking about what that old guy at the John Wayne house said. Where were you on March 5th? And I said it was the only time in 2 years I'd taken time off, and that actually was incorrect. Because as everybody knows, December 10th, I was exhausted. I'd been on the road for nearly 6 weeks straight, thousands of miles, hadn't seen my kids, and I missed December 10th, just like I missed March 5th. Those 2 dates will stick with me forever. But how could I blame my girlfriend for surprising me with the kids for a weekend away? Her heart is of gold, and old storm chasers from the 70s have told me. Storms will always be there, but this time with your family will not.
It's true.
Right. Where you go for lying?
I already made it.
Love it.
Oh, for you? Man.
Oh. Still no, it's not. Have a good night. You too.
I feel like everybody literally in here knows everybody. But you. Of the 7 victims that passed away on that day, 4 home in one house. A grandmother, her son, and her 2 grandsons all passed away. Also passing away in the storm was a man by the name of Rodney. Rodney and Judy had a love story, like one similar to mine, and similar to my chase partner, who lost her husband. Everybody in town was envious, borderline jealous of their love. Whoa. Old school cannon. Winterset, Iowa. Birthplace of the Duke. That's John Wayne for you kids.
Wilson! I'm sorry.
I ended up talking to Wilson. He's doing excellent. Guy's just killing life. I miss everybody back home.